Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Geek podcast, where we celebrate geek, nerd, and pop culture. Each week, we deliver the best analysis for fans, by fans, on anything related to movies, TV, video games, comics, anime, and manga. We talk geek. And now, here's the Get Geek podcast.
Steamrollers.
Steamrollers.
Yes.
Steamrollers? What the heck
That
is
should just
about?
be, we don't need any music. That's our intro. Steamrollers.
Steamrollers?
Steamrollers.
The steamroller anthem.
Yes.
It's the steamroller.
You went, that
No,
was
that
a,
doesn't
oh, you,
go.
I just realized now, that was like a reference to Dio.
Yes. That's what I
Oh.
was
Is this a
trying to
JoJo
say.
Bizarre
Yeah.
Adventure type
Yes,
reference?
because
Yeah.
me and I helped Eli finally finish the Stardust Crusaders arc. That was today.
I hate to say it, I don't know what you're talking about. But okay. I have to start watching it eventually.
Yes,
have
it
time.
is amazing.
Anyway.
Debatable.
Anyway,
No, I'm just
this is
Well-
the Cross Gen podcast.
the ending to some extent.
This
But anyway,
is, let's see. I'll go with Brainiac AJ, I guess.
what? Oh, God. We're talking Far Cry. There's a Far Cry. I forgot his name. What's the dude's name? Doing some weird hand signs here. What are you trying to just say? No, I'm just joking.
Come on. Who are
I'm
you?
trying to figure it
Who
out.
are you?
Who
are you?
What's his name? On? Oh my God!
Oh my god.
Stop. Okay, go, Dad. Just say it.
This is DC Fandome Walt.
Okay,
Come on.
you got
Where is the
two.
freaking name?
You got two choices.
Okay.
You got
Gosh.
Minecraft or DC. Pick a
Eli-
lane.
Eli Castillo.
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 Ah.
What, the president?
I love his character. Right?
Oh, from
I've
Far
only
Cry?
seen clips of it, but I love his character. Is he good? Because
I mean, he's okay so far.
he's
I still have yet to get
Gosh.
more into the story, but before we get into that, just so y'all know, this is not only going to be a cross-gen episode, this is going to be an unofficially official crossover episode with Get Geek, since it's just going to be the three of us today. So we figure, why the hell not?
And-
get Jen.
Get Gen.
Yes.
There you
Get
go.
Jen.
Or
is
Cross
amazing.
Geek.
Cross Geek.
Oh,
Cross Geek sounds good, but
So
Get
for-
Jen is just
So
disgusting.
for our regular Cross Gen listeners, we are also the hosts of the Get Geek podcast, along with two other people, Jose and Wolfie. And for our Get Geek podcast listeners, Jose and Wolfie aren't joining us today because of scheduling conflicts, but
We're
we
here.
also host the Cross Gen podcast.
Yep. So
We are like multitaskers universally. Wow.
yep, we
You
are.
could almost say it's a small Zawarudo.
That is
What?
that was such a stupid analogy. It's not even funny.
I don't
What
even
the
know what that means either.
Yes.
Zawarudo.
I am totally
The
clueless
world.
today.
That's Japanese. for
What
the world.
does muda mean?
Muda.
What?
I don't know what that
does
means.
Okay.
I think it's futile, if I remember
Futile.
correctly.
What is that from?
Bakara.
What is
I
that
don't
from?
know how
again?
to say it.
That's
think it's
still
that,
JoJo.
Wait, is it
See, I don't watch JoJo, so I know of it. I've heard of it, but
Bakara?
Bakara.
That's
Bakana.
how can
I
this
think-
be or
I
something
don't
like
know.
that?
Oh,
Yeah, how
God.
can this be or something like that?
I guess.
I don't know.
All right, let's
I'm not-
get
Anyway.
this.
I don't-
Let's get
yeah.
this cross gen Get Geek.
Yeah.
Way too abomination forward. Let's get going. We are going to be talking about today Far Cry 6. We are going to be talking about Minecraft and the new update that's coming, right? It's coming in like what, 2022?
Yeah, what
Next
year?
year?
I'm trying to think. I think it's it is coming out 2022 along.
Yep. And
I don't know when.
yes,
though.
it's out 2022.
What month though?
It just says
It
sometime
sometime.
2022.
Yeah,
No.
it's they're trying to be very
because they
mysterious
still
about it.
the
gonna come
reason
out
why is because they
2023,
still
sorry.
haven't gotten part 2 of the caves and
Caves and cliffs.
caves and
That
cliffs
still
update
hasn't come
up,
out yet.
out.
No.
You only got part 1. The part with the
Gosh.
actual amazing stuff, part 2, hasn't even come out yet. No.
That's never gonna come out.
Yeah, you want to know? They see. I said that this would happen. They were gonna noodle on it either way. I knew it was gonna happen.
Noodle.
Yeah, they were gonna
He
noodle.
said noodle.
They literally did noodle though, because apparently
Another
well, yeah,
mythic,
I'm
another
saying too
mythic
much.
quest, a reference, right?
I'm saying too
Yes.
much.
They're noodling.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last thing we're gonna be talking about is a DC Geeks. What do they say?
We're going to the DC street corner.
Yes, like something that the DC Geek would go crazy over, which is this year's version of DC Fandome, their online extravaganza. So we're going to be talking about that stuff. Let's start though.
Bat Eli.
Bat Eli.
Next time I'm gonna use that Bat Eli.
Gosh,
Yes. Anyway, what?
you with the pointy ears. That'll be great.
Oh, God. It's disgusting.
Anyway, Far Cry 6. That's a game that just recently came out. That's a
Mhm.
game that we just recently downloaded. That's a game that AJ, who is the Far Cry expert in this podcast here, has already beaten. We just
Yeah.
downloaded. When did I download it? Like 2 or 3 days ago?
Yes, and I haven't
My
touched
gosh.
it since.
Now, when I say beaten, right? Can I do the air quotes with that?
You can.
Okay, so it's beaten. He's beaten Far Cry 6, but in air quotes. So please explain to our cross-gen get geekers, what exactly does that mean?
Okay, so if I'm getting my stuff right, because I'm gonna level with you guys, I haven't done, what is it? I think it was Far Cry
5?
4. No,
Okay.
let me just double check really quickly, because after Far Cry 3, which is my favorite so far, there is one where it takes place in America,
Oh yeah.
and that's Far Cry 5.
So let's give out the stats on Far Cry 6. So Far Cry 6 is a game from Ubisoft, developed specifically by Ubisoft Toronto, right? And it came out October 6th. So now it's October 17th. We're like about 11 days since post launch, but we as a family downloaded it like 2 or 3 days ago. Okay? So we're a little bit behind the game, just by a little bit, by like a week, right? You're playing it on the Xbox Series, no, the Xbox One X.
Yes.
Which is the one, there's like so many Xbox Ones, but it's the last version before the Series X came out. So it's not the Xbox One that we have. It's a little bit more powerfuler Xbox One than the one that we have in the living room. Okay. Obviously it's a first person shooter, but I think the biggest thing about this game is the villain, right? Who's played by none other than Giancarlo Esposito of not only Breaking Bad fame, but from Mandalorian fame as well, right?
Yep. That's right.
So there's the stats. Andre has played every single Far Cry game, right? For the most part.
So
Except for 4.
No. So
Did you play Blood Dragon, by the way?
so see, let me get into this. So
Okay, go for it.
I have seen the cutscene movie of Far Cry 4.
Right, so you haven't played it, but you've seen
Yes.
the stuff that
I've
happens.
seen the
right?
story. I have not touched Far Cry 5 at all.
Oh, you haven't?
I have
Do
not.
we have it?
No, I don't think we do.
Oh, okay.
That was kind of like the one that kind of got lost, but
Okay. So you've done 1, 2, and 3. Watched
I've
4.
done 2 and 3, watched 4.
I've
and
done
now
number
doing
1.
6. Yeah.
So there's 1, 2, and 3. So somebody, at least at this table, has played 1, 2, and 3. You've seen 4, never played 5. You've played
Primal.
right? There's a Far Cry Predator, right?
I'm sorry, what?
I believe there's a game called Far Cry Predator. And
No.
I could be wrong.
Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, Far Cry Instincts Predator. And then there's Far Cry Blood Dragon. Have you played that?
I think I've only seen you play a snippet of that. I
Okay.
know it's very kind of reminds me of the vaporwave aesthetic.
Yes. It's very 90s.
Yeah.
It's very, very 90s. And so that brings us now to Far Cry 6, which you've beaten.
Yes. So
in the span of a couple of days.
Yes.
But again, beaten in air quotes.
Yes. So back to what I was saying before.
Give me the mic.
Far Cry 4 started a trend where there were not only good or bad endings, there were also hidden endings. So
that's wild.
In Far Cry 4, you're given a choice, and it all has to do with the Far Cry is a game, especially like I said, when it comes to 4, where choices are very, very integral to your gameplay. So the choice they give you in Far Cry 4 is you can either leave the dictator's compound and start the game, or you can just sit there at his dinner table and enjoy the dinner and essentially bypass the rest of the game, but taking the easy way out. It seems counterintuitive, but it's kind of a choice of these are very weighty moral choices, because the game presents you with who these people are in the situation, and they give you the choice, okay, do you want this to be your problem, or do you not want it to be your problem? And you can choose. You can literally choose.
And you just said, nope, it's your problem. I'm just not gonna bother. It's not my problem.
And game over.
And that's the
So
end of it.
Far Cry 5 also has this, and Far Cry 6 also has this.
That's wild.
And the choice for this one was,
oh god.
So you and your friend were about to leave Yara. That's the island nation in the Caribbean that the game takes place. You and your friend just got we're trying to get on a boat to basically leave Yara as refugees, go to Miami, the whole thing, immigration. But Anton Castillo says, well, I'm here, or spoilers for those of you who haven't played the game, super duper spoilers. Tune out now if you don't want to be spoiled. Okay? That's sufficient enough warning. His son ends up being on the boat. And that's very bad for all the passengers, because he just lights everyone up and kills your friend in the process.
That works.
And so you end up getting stuck on the island where your friend was working with the revolutionaries of this island chain. You roll with them for a little bit, and you kind of get a feel of the situation, how strong Anton's grip is, how much the revolutionary in their infancy is struggling. So after that, and you bust through a blockade, like a naval blockade.
Okay.
You're given a choice, because, quote unquote, the main character, Danny, still wanted to leave even after all this.
Mm-hmm.
So the leader, Clara, gives her a choice, him or her. That's something you can decide in the game. Here's a boat. If you want to wipe your hands of this and say it's not my problem, go take the boat. If you want to actually avenge your friend's death and do something about it, stay with us.
So I guess that's the one that leads you into the game, right?
Yes.
If you take the boat, you're pretty much done.
Not a very good friend, are you?
See,
so you left on the boat.
It's actually a funny story because I had no knowledge of this secret. I didn't even know this was going to be a secret ending. I was
he
going-
literally left his friend. He
Oh
was
my
like, "I'm
God.
leaving you unavenged. Screw you."
Because look, I was going towards the mainland. I thought I could kind of do because Far Cry is an open world game.
Yes.
So my original intention was to just go to the mainland and kind of screw with everyone first.
That's kind of shady, right?
Oh my gosh.
No, well, not what he did because that's already shady. But I'm saying, like, having the choice to end the game without really letting you know that you're ending the game, that's kind of shady, right? In a sense.
Well, I should have seen it coming because this is a precedent that the games have been starting to do.
But for the people who've never played a Far Cry game before, that kind of sucks for them. You know,
you
what
could
I'm saying?
always go back to it and pick it up, but
Okay. But it still kind of sucks.
yeah. So what I was doing was I was gonna go to the mainland. I guess I went a little too far from the mainland shore, and then it says all of a sudden I get this pop-up text from Danny saying, "Yeah, you know what? It's off to Miami. I'm washing my hands of this." And I'm like, "Whoa, wait, what? What's going on here?"
You know what they should have done? The person, what was it, Zara? Clara? She should have said, do you really want to do this?
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
she gave a whole mini speech
Oh, okay.
right at the boat area.
But was it enough to convince you not to?
It was kind of that guilt trip. Do you really want to leave,
And
or do
apparently
you
it
want to
didn't
avenge
work
your
with
friend?
It really didn't work with AJ. He was like,
I'm
nah,
already
screw
here.
this.
I'm not walking back.
So
Oh my
just to
gosh.
kind of wrap this up, the whole secret ending ends with Danny on a beach in Miami, just kind of chilling, like with the whole little. There's an umbrella. She's in a beach chair, and on the radio it says that Anton Castillo declared that the leader of the revolution, Clara, is dead, and Danny is still just
horrible.
going there like, this sun is nice.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
That
So,
is so
before you know what, the choices he makes, right?
yeah.
You know,
And that's how I beat the game in under 3 days. Or actually, no, under a day, because I didn't actually get into it until this morning.
wow.
So,
Okay.
Bought the game just to abandon your friends and abandon the whole cause.
That's basically like walking into a movie theater, seeing the opening credits, and then leaving.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
So stupid.
really? He was like, you know what? I'll text you the end later. You know. So okay, before we get into Minecraft, because this is just kind of like a quick impression on Far Cry 6. What do you think of the game? Do you think is the game fun, even though you beat it and really have no reason to go back into it anymore?
well, no, there's a reason to go back
Yes, I
into
know,
it.
I
It's
know.
the story. There's more story to that, but that's just kind of like hidden nugget. But anyway, so Far Cry 6 it works with a very different system. They kind of did away with the traditional skill tree
Mm-hmm.
that, at least if I recall, stood in 3, 4, and Primal. Because I remember definitely seeing it in 4. I played with it all through 3. And Primal kind of had the same. No, it did have a skill tree. It had a formal skill tree. I can't say the same for 5 because I've never played it. If it did, awesome. If it didn't, I guess that's what started this. But so the way it works in 6 is that the way you get stronger is by getting more loot, which is basically like scraps. And then
Oh, okay.
the more stuff you collect, the more you can mod your weapons and vehicles and whatnot. And then, it kind of follows the normal, okay, we have to take all these outposts before we can go on to the main bad guy. So it is different in that respect. But I'm not going to lie, it is the same game as the previous iterations. Like, you have all this new stuff, you get a pet, and you get a pet alligator. That is pretty cool. I'll give you that. But
Is it Loki?
no, his name is Guapo.
Okay.
But okay, I'm gonna start calling him Loki.
I think you should. But
Yeah.
anyway.
But aside from all these new things, it kind of is the same game. If I'm being honest with myself,
I heard the map is like super gigantic though.
it is. It really is.
Okay.
It's a little bit overwhelming.
So, you being the person like in GTA 5 that doesn't do any of the story and just creates massive mayhem across the map, is that something that you would be able to do in Far Cry 6? Like
Oh,
go
of course
totally
you can.
crazy?
But you know what I'm
Can you
starting
burn
to
down
find?
buildings?
Most of them are concrete.
Oh, okay. Because I remember one of the big things about Far Cry 6 is like you could burn the fauna and
you can
and
burn the
the
sure.
jungles and things like that and kill people while you're doing it. It's a great way of getting rid of people when you were surrounded by overwhelming forces. So gigantic map, but kind of similar to the old iterations of games. Is this a if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of situation? Kind of.
I mean, personally, I'm kind of conflicted on this because it's like, okay, well, this is a cool brand new story. You have some new stuff, but um, maybe you could have changed it up a little bit more.
So-
but then you kind of skirt that line of it being too different, and then that might be working against it,
So same car, different paint job.
more or less.
Okay. Well, if we look at the ratings, and I'm just going to mention two because these are usually two that I look at. IGN rated it 8 out of 10, and Metacritic has it at 76%. So
That's pretty good.
It's in that place where it's not transformative, but it seems like a lot of people like it. So, okay.
Yeah, like I like it. It's just, this is kind of a thing with Ubisoft.
Okay. Yeah. A gazillion Assassin's Creeds that are all the same. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's Far Cry 6, and you've been playing it again, like I said, on the Xbox One X, and beat it in one day. Okay, very good. Moving on. That is, like I said, it's pretty cool though, because you know what, a lot of people do love Far Cry, and I guess it's a good way of trying to figure out, should I get the game or should I not? If you trust what we say, which I hope you do, please. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about the next thing, and this, Eli, you're gonna head up this
quicker.
You think it's gonna be quicker?
Yeah, because honestly,
there's not a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Okay, so
anyway.
Minecraft has a new release pending the release that still has to be released, right?
Yes.
But so the release that's pending to be released is Cliffs and Caves update part 2. Caves and Cliffs. Cliffs and Caves. What?
Oh my God, you're messing me up now.
Did you just say clips and caves?
No, I said caves and claves.
Caves and
Oh, I got that completely wrong then.
Clips and claves.
So you came up with Clips and Claves.
No, I say clips and caves.
There you go.
What is going on?
The Caves and Cliffs update?
Yes, Caves
part
and Cliffs.
2, which they promised way back when. They still haven't delivered on it
They
yet.
promised it a year ago.
Okay. But
it's been a year?
Yes, it has.
They promised it a year ago.
Oh my God.
It was like close to the start of the pandemic when they talked about it. Now,
Yeah.
granted, the pandemic has screwed up pretty much everybody's schedule, right? And everybody's release dates.
Look, I can understand that it's been delayed or anything like that.
But pending that update, whenever it'll come, they're already working on a new update.
Yeah.
Which, hey, think about it this way. If they're working on a new update, then does that mean
it's not coming together?
No. I wasn't going to say that. If they're starting work on a new update, does that mean that the update for part 2
is not going to be delayed? No.
No.
Close to done.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Does that mean that it's close to done?
No. No, not at all.
So now how in the world are they working on a new update then?
This is
it makes no sense.
I think this is starting to become a theme with Mojang. They're trying to
do too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Well, I don't think it's a problem with Mojang. It's more of the community asking too much from Mojang, and that's what's causing them to delay stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, with weird. What even is it called? Minecraft
So
Wilds
the
update,
new
right?
update, yes, the new update is called. Drum roll,
Wild.
please.
Yeah.
The Wild.
It's a pretty boring title, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, but listen,
Right?
Well, it
the
is
title doesn't
lazy.
mean anything
I
unless
know,
everything
unless-
else works, right?
Yeah, but
So,
still, it's
but
pretty
we're
boring.
still waiting on Caves and Cliffs.
Part
What's
two.
up with that? But anyway,
Yeah.
so what is the Wild all about? I mean, it kind of looks cool. I'm looking at the screenshots that
That's
they
not a
provided.
screenshot.
I mean, the
That's card art. I mean,
yeah.
Oh my god, I said card art. I'm so used to Dokkan now. No. Oh, the
concept art.
Jesus, yes, concept
Yes.
art.
It's a screenshot of concept. Well, it's not even a screenshot because it's not. Well, it is on the screen.
Oh my, no,
And it was
it's-
shot.
no.
Well, anyway,
Forget it.
yes, concept art. It kind of looks kind of cool because I don't think we've seen a biome like this in Minecraft yet, right?
Yeah, that's a biome already.
Oh, it is. So then, what's
Yeah.
different about the Wild then?
So the birch. So there is a biome in Minecraft that,
I know there's a forest biome.
yes, but there are different kinds of forest biomes, and there is
Oh.
one that the community, as far as I'm aware, has grown to hate and both considered cursed, and that's the birch biome.
Yes, it is very cursed.
Birch forest.
Yes, the birch,
Birch
forest.
forest,
Yes.
whatever.
And it was very, very dull. But now it's not going to be as dull as it was before.
Well, it looks like it's
Still
not
pretty
only
dull.
that one, but they're going to be overhauling quite a couple of biomes, right?
Well,
no,
it
not
looks
really.
like
They're doing.
It's okay.
So from what I'm reading right here, they have the birch biome, which
Mhm.
is getting taller trees. This is via an article by PC Gamer.
Yeah, I'm on that one too.
Yeah. So taller trees. There's going to be more space for like wildflowers and shrubs, quote unquote. And then it's just going to look more lively, to be honest, to kind of wrap it all up in a neat bow.
But it
They're
does
not-
seem like they're not just going to focus on the birch forest.
Oh no, definitely
No.
not. There's
it
other
looks
stuff.
like and that's what I guess I was trying to say. It's one of the examples that they're doing, but they're going to be hitting other biomes and kind of giving them updates and bringing in new biomes also, right?
Yeah. Oh shoot. God, what
Mangrove.
is it? Mangrove. Yes. I don't
Mangrove
know.
swamp.
No, it's not an overhaul of the swamp.
It's kind of
biome.
an extension of the swamp.
Yeah, which
because
is
a
kinda
mangrove.
stupid, but
Because a mangrove is a type of swamp.
yeah, but the swamp biome is kind of garbage. But anyway, that's
Well,
besides the point.
Maybe they're going to improve
Huh?
it now with this update, right?
I don't think so. They haven't mentioned it or anything. But what we do know is that first off, in addition to the original forests, like such as birch forest, they're adding bears. I think.
Beats, Bears, Battlestar Galactica.
Wait, are they adding bears? Oh no, they're not.
They're not?
No.
Are there bears
I
in
thought
there
that
now?
They were. No,
There
because
are polar bears. There are not
yes,
regular
there are
bears.
no regular bears, which is
So why don't they put bear?
Don't-
If you're gonna do a forest, why don't you just throw in bears? I mean,
I have no idea.
they already have a white bear. Just put a brown and a black bear in there. I mean, is it really that difficult?
It's
Oh,
yeah. I don't.
Again,
You already
yeah.
have the model, right?
Yeah,
And you already have kind of the way that the bear interacts, I guess. I mean, the interactions with the animals in Minecraft.
There are also bees, and those have hives and honey. So
Yeah, I mean,
There's
Is that part of the wild?
no,
no,
That's
that's-
something that's already existing.
surprisingly enough, that was an update in itself.
With the bees?
Yeah, all they added was hives, honeycombs, and bees. That was one entire yearly update.
Okay, let me ask you this then, E, because you are the expert in Minecraft here. Well, both of you guys are actually. Did adding bees do anything like gameplay wise? And the reason I ask is because I'm thinking the way Mythic Quest thinks, right? Why are you putting this thing in an update? What does it do for the game?
So if you ask me, I think it was part of an environmental awareness bid because bees are actually in danger in the waking
Yes,
world.
they are. They actually are on the endangered list as of right now, right? I think so.
That sounds right.
North American bumblebees
Yeah,
are,
whatever.
I think, officially now on the endangered species
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Well, they try. The thing with Minecraft is they try to feature a lot of endangered species. I mean, the perfect example is the axolotl. I believe that is
What?
the axolotl.
What about it?
It's an endangered species.
Is it actually?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'll
I
find
didn't
that
know
out while
that.
you guys are
So-
looking.
But anyway,
talking about this.
Yeah.
so I'm just going to share my experience with bees, I guess, and that is I have had no real experience with bees
Yeah.
because I'm absolutely terrified of them.
for real. Well, to be fair, they actually are horrible. Surprisingly enough, they do a lot of damage to you.
Yeah, they're like
the bees.
Yeah,
they're
bees are
powerful.
Yeah, surprisingly stronger than like zombies and stuff like that. Apparently, like the perfect example is when bees came out, people were so freaking like people hated it, but I remember seeing like this thing where YouTubers would take the wither, which which you should know, the wither is not the final boss. That's definitely for sure, but it's the only other boss than the final boss.
It's a summonable boss.
Yeah, it's a summonable boss, and they just set a whole army of bees against this, and it absolutely destroyed the wither. So I mean, that is just crazy in itself.
Yeah, and the wither has
Oh,
all
no.
sorts of controls on how it loses its health too.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
it's
it's
pretty
insane.
powerful.
So just to go back on what we were talking about before, the axolotl.
Axolotl.
Yeah, that's how it's AXOLOT. Oh, the axolotl. I'm sorry.
Yeah, axolotl.
Yeah, it's that's
Axolotl.
that's an
Axolotl.
L. So it's AXOLOTL. It's actually a predator. It's a top predator in its
That makes sense.
ecosystem. It is critically endangered.
Yeah.
So you are absolutely right. It is an endangered species. And it's found mainly around it's found in lakes, but mainly in like Mexico City. So
Mhm.
it's yeah.
That
It looks interesting, by the way.
Yeah, I know it
real
really
life.
does.
You know?
It looks a lot like the Minecraft version.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
kinda
I
what they
think
were going for.
that
That's
was
a real thing.
stupid.
It's
to
actually
say.
a species of tiger salamander, if you really want to know. But
I don't know what that is.
okay. Anyway,
But
It's a
anyway,
lizard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
So mangrove, more to the mangrove. Apparently, I just looked at more of the things. I guess they added more, but the mangrove is actually adding a lot of stuff, which is really making the swamp seem really dull. But yeah, to start off, yeah, the regular swamp.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the regular swamp. First off, they're adding new mangrove trees. Mango trees, yes.
Mango trees.
Yes, the mango tree. They're adding new mangrove trees, which I mean, I like their block design. It actually looks like 3D
Well,
in
yeah.
a sense.
Mangroves are actually pretty ballin' in real life. Also, something that is going to become, if I'm remembering correctly, if I remember Environmental Science 101 or at least 100 pretty well, those are also in danger to climate change, and they're very important. They're very important. What is it? It's either they're very important carbon sinks or they're very important for because you know how there are
they take
huge
in-
storms,
Yeah.
you know, like monsoons, and they absorb water like sponges.
Yeah.
So it kind of helps with storm surge.
Yeah.
And since those are kind of getting endangered, well, the
Yeah,
effects of storms
storms-
are going to get even crappier.
Yeah.
In places that have those and now won't have those.
Yeah. So that's
Again, Minecraft being environmentally conscious.
Yeah, I know.
I like
But
that.
yeah, it's very environmentally conscious. But yeah, they're adding the new mangrove trees, which I mean, if it's mangrove wood, there's obviously going to be mangrove planks. And then apparently I saw like this new block called a new mud block, which seems to be just clay with water on it. I mean, it is what it is. Don't know what that's going to be used for yet.
Mud bricks.
Oh yeah, mud bricks, because they showcased that weird house with the mud bricks. So those are basically the new blocks. I mean, generally with Minecraft, they don't really put any use to blocks. I mean, the perfect example is the stone collection, diorite, andesite, which
Well,
are
that's kind of
andesite.
more to reflect, real life geology. But
Yeah, but they're useless. So I
Okay.
mean, they didn't need to add that. But anyway, now we're getting into the mobs and stuff, which is the cooler stuff.
don't
And
forget,
the
boats with chests
yes,
are also
yes,
coming.
Yes, well,
What is it?
there you go.
Boats with chests?
Yes, so there are
Okay.
boats in Minecraft, but now we can put storage units in them.
So they have to be bigger because I remember the boats, they seem like one person boats, right? If you're going to throw a chest in there, wouldn't that have to be
I think-
bigger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little rowboats, they're pretty small.
I remember there was a time where it wasn't two people, right?
No,
I felt like
I don't think
remember
so.
a time when there was like
If
two
you're
people
standing
a
on
boat.
somebody's head, then maybe.
What?
That's not
What
going to
the
work
heck?
out very well.
I'm just saying.
But anyway,
So they're going to have to make the boats bigger then. I guess
yeah.
that's kind of implied, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
either that or they miniaturize the chest. Because
No,
Minecraft physics can be weird. I
It's-
mean, honestly, the things you put in a chest sometimes, like, really?
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You could put like 5,000 cedar blocks into a chest that's no bigger than a TV, right?
Yeah, so
But,
because that's a thing.
yeah. The other thing, the mobs
mobs.
now are surprisingly there's only like three mobs. 3-4 mobs.
Ribbit.
Yeah. Frogs.
Ribbit.
That actually looks kind of cool,
For the
Yeah, it looks
longest
interesting.
time, there have been lily pads in the swamp,
but no
but no
frogs.
frogs to populate
Yeah.
them. They took the bear logic and applied it to the swamp.
Yeah. There's no
Okay.
bears in the forests. There's no frogs in the swamps. Or at least we thought until they added the frogs to the swamps.
They were all hidden,
Yeah, they were all
and now
underground or
they're
something.
coming
Frogs
to become
underground.
overlords of Minecraft.
Oh God,
The
this is a
frog
symbol of the
overlords.
Minecraft apocalypse.
What?
It's gonna rain frogs.
Oh God!
They're raining
no.
frogs into
That would actually-
Minecraft.
That would actually be kind of
No.
cool.
No.
Like when you
it's
turn on
horrible.
Minecraft, all of a sudden there's like a huge rainstorm. It starts raining frogs, and then boom,
What the
there's
heck?
frogs.
Heck,
That seems
bro.
very Fortnite, though.
yeah,
Fortnite-ish.
yeah,
That's something
the-
like that's something Fortnite would do, right?
Yeah, why was I thinking that? Right? Why was I thinking that? But yeah, and obviously the
Frogs.
precursor to frogs, which is tadpoles. Wait,
Okay.
the precursor, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
The tadpoles. So I mean, it's evolution, which is surprisingly, I don't think we have that in
Well,
Minecraft yet.
More like growth, but
Okay, growth, but I don't think we have that in Minecraft, right? No growth.
Well, I mean, you have lambs to sheep and
Well, that's
calves to
but
cows.
two different looking mobs. Not like that.
No, not like that. No.
So I'm actually glad that they're doing that because
That's
it's
kinda
like
cool.
yeah, they're trying to introduce new. It seems like that's what they've been doing, trying to introduce new concepts. Another new concept is yes, the alley, but not just that.
Oh. Ooh.
Fireflies.
Fireflies?
Yeah, they
Hey,
have fireflies.
just before-
Ambience is gonna be
Before you get into that,
Yeah.
I need to go back to the frogs for 1 second because I like the animation that they have
the
with the what is it, the cheeks or whatever. It's,
yeah like the weird bulging cheeks. and
that's
stuff.
actually kind of cool
yeah, I know.
considering how blocky Minecraft is. But I just wanted to point
Yeah,
that out.
I know.
Fireflies. What's up with fireflies?
Wait. Actually, I forgot to mention something about the frogs. Going back to the frogs again because they're
again.
amazing.
Oh.
Apparently, they're not specific to the mangrove. At least I don't think so.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
They're also in deserts, so they have
That makes no sense.
There are
tropical. Well,
desert
yeah, there are
frogs.
desert
Oh.
frogs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tropical
Oop,
desert
brain
frogs.
fart.
Yeah, so I mean, they have that, which is like
I'm
a
telling
much
you,
feature.
frog overlords. Get used to it.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I think that's good that they're adding more mobs to just Minecraft as a whole.
Call me when they put in cheetahs and panthers and stuff.
Right? They need to add that already.
Lions.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine,
Lions.
imagine having to hunt a lion
No,
in Minecraft.
not hunting a lion, riding a lion.
No, you would use an elephant for that.
Oh yeah.
Imagine
Oh, elephants.
elephants
Or
in Minecraft.
ostriches. Oh my
Far
gosh.
Cry Primal.
Riding
wait.
an ostrich?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no, ostrich is never coming to Minecraft. I forgot about that.
Wow.
Because that was in a mob vote. Or no. Damn it. I should have used that for a segue.
Okay, use it now.
Wait, okay, fireflies are a thing. But going back to my segue. Oh yeah, by the way, frogs eat tadpole. I mean no. Frogs eat fireflies. Going back to my segue now.
Okay.
Mob vote. There's the alley, which is coming. I think the two other mobs were the glare, which was kind of stupid,
And the Copper Golem.
and the copper golem, which would have been nice if they gave it a little bit more use. That way we have more golems in the game. But the alley is coming. I think you just give it an item. It returns you like the item with two different other items of the same kind.
You can
or something
basically
like
give
It's
it
a
commands
farm.
and make it go fetch.
that. Yeah, I know it looks like a cool. It looks like a wisp, and I could definitely see that adding to the ambience in the forest. And I believe that's all we have for the wild. Oh wait, no.
There's one other thing,
Yes, the most important thing,
which is
deep dark.
yes. So now,
Oh man.
going back to what we were talking about with caves and cliffs, right?
Yeah.
This was supposed to be in caves and cliffs.
Technically.
The warden, which is part of the deep dark,
Yeah.
was also supposed to be part of caves and cliffs. They're pushing it for the wild.
Oh my gosh.
So all of these things are it's kind of it. Deep dark was supposed to be part of caves and cliffs. They moved that out to the wild update.
They're killing the hype.
The warden was supposed to be part of caves and cliffs. They moved that out to the wild.
They're killing the hype.
Does that
But I mean,
They're
like,
murdering it.
Does that mean that part 2 is going to end up being the wild?
No.
Because you're already taking two. That was kind of two huge pieces of the caves and cliffs update, was it not?
It was.
So just saying. I mean, they've already taken two pieces and moved it over here.
Nah.
But anyway,
they're not gonna combine it mainly because, like I said, they were noodling mainly on terrain generation and stuff like that.
okay.
And that is definitely a huge update just to Minecraft. in itself.
Quickly talk about deep dark because we have to
Yes.
get on to fandom.
Deep dark. There's deep dark dungeons. It looks cool. Kind of reminds me of the Skyrim place with what is it? I remember in the mod the Bone Colossus was there, but you know which place I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. So
crypts.
basically, they're going to have abandoned cities,
Yeah.
That's actually cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And
which
then,
will also feature our favorite destroyer of worlds, the Warden.
which has not actually, I don't think they've started to work on that yet, which is kind of odd considering that's a main component of the caves and cliffs thing. But anyway, that's it.
Okay. It kind of sucks that we have to wait yet again for that kind of stuff. The deep dark actually sounds cool because it sounds like it's ancient civilizations buried underground, right?
Well, yeah,
With like, and it has like treasures and all that stuff. So that actually sounds really, really cool.
Yeah, no.
You know. So okay, so that is the Minecraft news on this new update that's supposed to come sometime in 2020, right? They haven't really nailed it down. But then again, they haven't nailed down part 2 of the Caves and Cliffs update yet either. So it could be later in 2022, right?
Yeah.
Before we get the wild.
Mhm.
But there's that. Okay, so on that note, we are going to get into the
main one.
Well, I wouldn't say main because those were kind of big pieces of, well, at least Minecraft. For everybody that loves Minecraft, that's there, right?
Now we're shifting over to Detective Comics Avenue.
Yes.
Yes.
DC Fandome 2021 just wrapped up on Saturday, October 16th. 3.5 hours of DC geekdom on display. Last year's DC Fandome was incredibly awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like they dropped a ton of news, especially for all your DC fans out there. I won't say that I had the same type of excitement watching DC Fandom this year, although they did drop a lot of big news things, a lot of things about video games, a lot of things about series that are coming up to CW and HBO Max. The two of our favorite shows, Titans gets to season 4, along with Doom Patrol. And not only that, Young Justice is back.
Yes, there are 2 episodes out that I need to watch.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that came out of there. We're going to focus mostly on the trailers because that's the one where we had really the most excitement about, Let's start. Well, before I say that, and I know I said we were going to start with movies, but I have to give a special shout out to one trailer that came out that kind of surprised the crap out of me. I'm still on the fence on whether I love it or I don't, but that has to be the one where John Cena comes back as Peacemaker. He's got his own show. James Gunn is involved. We saw a trailer. What did you guys think? Because this thing is coming up pretty soon. It's scheduled to release on HBO Max January 13th of next year. What did you guys think of the trailer?
I think it's going to be completely bonkers because that is exactly what the trailer was. I mean, for God's sake, John Cena was hugging a bald eagle.
Yes, that was a very
awesome.
interesting thing. And his father, Robert Patrick, the actor Robert Patrick, has some awesome hair. So, well, I guess what you're going to see is kind of like, we're going to see the continuing adventures of Peacemaker because it does look like it continues after the ending of the Suicide Squad, especially the way the trailer starts, right?
Yeah.
He's in the hospital and the guy, he's like, hey, you know who I am? He was like, no. He's like, I should be in jail. And he's like, for what? Superhero stuff. You're a superhero? It felt kind of like almost the Peter Quill moment,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, right.
Who are you? Star-Lord. Who? It kind
Come
of,
on, Star-Lord.
yeah, it kind of felt the same way, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of makes sense because it's James Gunn,
Yeah,
right?
same guy.
But it does seem like it's going to be fun. I will have to say this: some of the jokes really didn't land for me in that trailer. It felt a little forced, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I mean, the cast looks super interesting, and we get another iteration of Vigilante, which is a totally different take from the one that we got from Arrow, right?
Vigilante and Arrow. What did he look like again?
Wasn't he the guy that ended up going after Arrow and stuff and like trying to make his life miserable? Wasn't that character?
I think so.
And he ended up being like Prometheus or something like that, or
Yes,
right?
I think that sounds right.
He started out as Vigilante and ended up becoming Prometheus, which I don't understand the logic there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like we're gonna get a very different take on Vigilante in this show. He's a little bit more comic-y. I love the interaction between him and John Cena's character where he's like, well, we're kind of different because we kill people, right? But we kill bad people. Well, mostly, unless we make a mistake.
That was amazing.
So what did you guys think of that trailer? I've said enough.
My interest is piqued. It's gonna be a little weird seeing. I mean, Johnson. I'll give you guys this. Peacemaker looked really. He looked really cool in the Suicide Squad movie. He was very funny in the Suicide Squad movie. It's just, I don't know. I guess kind of the weight and the gravitas of the end of the movie, kind of going into this, is a little, at least disjointed for me, because the ending for Suicide Squad, where Peacemaker concerned, got very serious, like really very impactful.
Yes, it did. It kind of was shocking in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So
So it was a little disjointed for me to see. Oh, look at. Well, I mean, it makes sense. He kind of doesn't give a damn, but he looks very lively in this, and kind of seeing the end of Suicide Squad is like, oh,
it's really weird seeing John Cena both dance and fight in tighty whities. So,
Oh God. Oh man.
but
that
I
was
guess that's James
What the hell?
Gunn's sick humor, right?
Yeah.
What about you, E?
Frankly, I look. The trailer seemed interesting. It wasn't a totally grade A plus trailer, but for what it is, I would say it's okay. Like you said, it's very disjointed. Um, I mean, the tone is just so much different from the events that happened in Suicide Squad, and the fact that you can't just forget all of that in like a matter of seconds. I hope that they do go back to it, but the way they frame it, it really doesn't seem like they're gonna go back to it that much. But again, it's just a trailer.
Okay.
And last thing, I hope they bring back Weasel.
God, no.
Well, Weasel ended up surviving, right?
Yeah, he
At
was
the very
playing
end.
Faked his
dead.
death like a god.
Weasel would be interesting. Well, we'll see.
Well, it actually makes sense because isn't that his brother already?
Yeah. So I guess we will see Weasel. So
Yes.
you probably will have
God,
your
no.
wishes
Yes.
granted. We'll find
The
out
God.
January 13th because that's when it's slated to drop.
Whenever I think of Weasel, I think of Weasel in Dr. Fate's armor without the helmet, like a god rising over the
Oh.
Justice
Oh,
League.
just stop.
Yes, that is amazing.
Well, I'm going to
Oh,
take this
man.
time to segue because Dr. Fate is in one of the
Yeah, I do wanna
not
get into that.
Oh, man, I was
segueing.
sitting-
But
that up.
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
I wanna get from But Dr. Fate is going to play a big role in one of the
Yeah.
shows that one of the
Movies.
movies
Wait,
that we're
which
going to
one?
talk about.
Oh, wait, which
Yeah,
one?
yeah, you know.
Which one?
He doesn't know. Just
Okay.
move on.
Yeah.
right.
No, I know what you're talking
So really
about.
quickly, let's talk about the two things that had sneak peeks that were super interesting. First, we saw a sneak peek from the behind the scenes of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, right? And we also saw Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Now, I do want to talk about Aquaman, right? Because Aquaman does look interesting. We get Black Manta back, and it seems like Black Manta has a more comic, faithful costume this time.
I
right?
mean, the
Just
first
a little
one
bit.
was pretty accurate, but this one kind of leans a lot more into it.
Yeah. And it's cool to see Black Manta back.
Well,
Black
yes.
Manta back, right? A shame we never got the trench, right?
Yes.
But at
What
least
the
we're
hell,
getting-
WB.
I know. But Jason Momoa said, yes, it's been a long 4 years, but we're back and they're in production and they're finishing up. And so, again, this thing comes out next year, December 16th. Excitement?
It looks pretty interesting. Orm is back, which I was fairly surprised at. I thought he would have been locked away at this point, but
Maybe he has to come out for whatever reason.
I guess.
It seems like he's going to be playing kind of that Loki role, right? Where he's like good and bad and
it looks like it.
You know, things like that.
So does that make Black Manta Vegeta?
I don't know.
And
I mean, we
Aquaman's
don't have a
Goku?
lot of details on it, but it does seem super interesting. And like I said, they didn't show a lot of things from it, but they showed enough. I mean, a lot of the stuff obviously hasn't gone through post production because we didn't see any CGIs in a lot of the things. It's like a really, really early behind the scenes look, right? But like I said, it does seem kind of interesting. I do want to pivot though to the other one because the other one, and I think you have, AJ, it really piqued your interest when they started talking about Shazam: Fury of the Gods, because it does look like they're going to be leaning heavily into mythology.
Yes. I'm not quite. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the most familiar with, because there are gonna be two goddesses that the Shazam family, not just Shazam himself, the Shazam family is gonna be fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not familiar with those two goddesses. It looks like they're from the Greek pantheon because they're going to be visiting Athens and eventually the home of the gods, presumably Olympus. Um, that looks very interesting. I mean, what are the locations? I already said those two. They're also going to be visiting the Rock of Eternity again. They're going to be visiting the Library of Eternity again. What's his name? The wizard looks like he's coming back. Jamon Hunsu, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep. As Shazam.
yeah. So it looks like it'll be some kind of fun.
Well, it does look like so Helen Mirren is going to be playing Hespera, and Lucy Liu is going to be playing Calypso.
Calypso.
Both of them are daughters of Atlas.
Oh, that's not good.
So I mean, you have that, and you have the Shazam family, right? That's coming back. It's gonna be pretty interesting. I think. I mean, the first one was super fun.
Yeah.
I did enjoy watching the first one. I can only imagine what this one's going to be like. And David Sandberg is coming back to direct this one as well. He did the first one, so I guess you can say it's in pretty good hands. But then we kind of said that with Wonder Woman 1984,
Yeah.
and that didn't go so well. So I'm hoping that we're not going to be following that script where super awesome first movie, not so much on the sequel.
It's kind of interesting how far they're leaning into the whole Greek pantheon scene. It almost makes me wonder if Wonder Woman is going to be making an appearance in this film, because this is like a little bit too much up her alley.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're eventually gonna. It sounds like, because you mentioned who the father was of these two goddesses. That's a Titan,
Yeah.
and Titans are like age-old rivals of the Olympians. And how does that not blip on Wonder Woman's radar? That kind of seems weird to me.
It does. It does. But you know what? It's one of these things where it's like, okay, we'll find out, And like I said, it's strange that we're gonna see it. I believe the release date for this is June of 20. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's scheduled to be released according to this June 2nd of 2023.
2023.
2023. So that's 2 years from now, despite the fact that filming concluded August 31st of this year. So
What?
That's
it was
awkward.
originally set to be released April 1st of 2022. It was then delayed, obviously, because of COVID until November 4th of 2022. And now, even more because of COVID, it's gotten pushed back all the way to June of 2023, which is kind of interesting, especially when we consider what we're going to be talking about next.
Production is done though.
Well, production is done, but now they have to get into post.
Yeah,
So
I know that, but
now it's
even
all
still a full 2 years for post production.
Yeah, it is. It
That
does
is
seem
insane.
kind of strange, but they do have other things in the pipeline, so maybe that's scheduling wise. That's when it made the most sense. What are your thoughts about that, though? That seems kind of a long time to wait for this, right?
That kind of strikes me as odd. Very odd.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Well, we'll find out. But like I said, this sets an interesting thing because, and I was going to hold this one until much later, but I think it kind of blends in with what we're talking about right now in terms of Shazam. We got a teaser, a sneak peek for Black Adam.
Yes.
And that goes back to what you were trying to allude to earlier, and I kind of stopped you because I wanted to get this in like this, right? But I think you guys are a little bit more excited about Black Adam than you are of Shazam, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I am.
Hell yeah.
I am.
And the thing about it is that Black Adam comes out first. It's scheduled to come out July 29th of 2022. So let's talk about that sneak peek, because that sneak peek they gave you, I believe it's supposed to be like the opening scene.
Yes, that's what
right?
they said.
And that one is fully done with, CGI and all that stuff. It gave you a good look of what we think this Black Adam movie might be.
Of what we think, or of what The Rock is
Yes.
cooking.
That was good.
So let's talk about that thing, because that thing, they showed quite a number of characters for that it was what, like maybe a 5-minute look at Black Adam, but we're going to see the debut of a lot of characters from the Justice Society in this movie also.
Yeah.
No.
One of them you mentioned,
Hawkman. Oh, sorry.
wait, for real?
Not Black Adam. Oh, God.
What?
He's so excited, he's going crazy over
Oh,
it. right?
Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate.
Oh, yes.
Dr. Fate looks interesting,
Wait.
played by a former James Bond, right?
Oh. Oh my God, they are going crazy with the casting.
They will, it's
The guy
like I
who plays
said,
Adam Smasher was Jake Talley in Supernatural.
Who's Adam Smasher?
he's also playing He-Man
God.
in the Netflix
Eli.
live action.
Who's Hawkman? I mean, no, it's Hawkman.
Oh,
coming.
no. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. Jake, the guy who played Jake Talley is going to be Hawkman.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, Hawkman. Let's go. Oh my God, they needed to add him years ago. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got. So we already went through some. You got Dr. Fate. You got Adam Smasher, Hawkman. I'm not too familiar with Cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
How do I
think
know
those are the
Cyclone?
ones that
I'm forgetting.
I know Cyclone.
So we got
but I don't
Nolan
know Adam
Centino
Smasher.
as Adam Smasher, and like I said, he's also scheduled to play He-Man in a Netflix live action show, whatever. Aldous Hodge, the aforementioned guy from Supernatural, he's going to be playing Hawkman. Quintessa Swindell is Cyclone, and Pierce Brosnan, the guy that I told you, Mr. Old James Bond, he's going to be playing Dr. Fate. That alone is kind of exciting, right? Especially the fact that we're seeing Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate is a super interesting character. We're finally going to see him in live action, notwithstanding Smallville.
Yeah, that's right. I never got up to that season.
So he was in Smallville, but this seems like super, super interesting.
And never mind, I don't know Cyclone. I got mistaken for that weird red dude who's like
Red Tornado.
Red Tornado.
Tornado.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that name though.
So we have that Dr. Fate, and it's an older Dr. Fate, right? Much older, maybe much wiser.
That is kind of bad for Black Adam because Dr. Fate is a heavy hitter in the
he's
DC
super
universe.
powerful. And that's why I say it's exciting to see him in live action. Smallville
He's gonna be the
notwithstanding,
trump
right?
card.
He's gonna be, perfect
their trump
analogy.
card.
He's gonna be
Captain Marvel.
no. He's gonna be Strange Supreme in What If, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that they don't do the same thing because Strange Supreme honestly could have ended that. No. I mean, because no. Okay, what I'm saying is I hope that they don't make him the team carrier. Which
Who? Dr. Fate?
Yeah. Because then that takes away from the other characters.
Well, I think Hawkeye is a powerful
Hawkman.
character.
Hawkman.
I'm sorry.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Hawkman is a powerful character in of itself.
But let's
It
be honest here.
depends on which version,
Yeah.
because there's actually two. So there's the version of Hawkman that is actually from his origins are in ancient Egypt, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that would kind of sort of fit with the whole Black Adam scheme because Kahndaq is kind of in that region.
And especially since Fury of the Gods is going to be leaning into that also, right?
Oh.
The mythology. So it does make sense that version of Hawkman is the one that we see in the film, but there is that other version.
which is the spacefaring race, the Thanagarians.
Yes, and they bring in the nth metal, right?
Yes, and that is kind of like that. That's a pretty overpowered metal
Mm-hmm.
in the DC universe.
It's basically
it's kind of
almost like the adamantium or
in a
the
sense.
vibranium.
I wouldn't say the vibranium. That's promethium, at least
okay.
in the DC universe.
So it's kind of like the adamantium of
that's a better analogy.
Marvel of the DC verse, right? Okay, but so it's exciting to see those characters there.
Yeah.
You know. Let's talk about that clip though. That clip. And The Rock loves to say that the balance of power has shifted in the DC universe. That's like his tagline every time he talks about Black Adam. Do you see that after watching that clip that we just saw?
Well, can I be honest?
Sure.
No. Those were just normal humans. But
Okay.
what I can speak to is that, first of all, let's get into the comics. Black Adam whoops Superman, first of all. He goes toe to toe with Superman.
Well, that is one of, aside from kryptonite, that is one of the things that Superman is kind of vulnerable to, right?
Magic.
Is the whole magic thing. So him, Shazam, him, Black Adam, there's always going to be a stalemate because that's his weakness in terms of power level, right?
Bro, The Rock is going to
But again, that speaks to the whole power level shifting in the DC universe. You have that.
Honestly, I could see Superman's butt getting whooped by Black Adam. Like, I'm sorry, but the Superman now is like...
Well, the Joss Whedon Superman.
Okay, the Joss... Wait.
Henry Cavill is just as jacked as The Rock is. Maybe not as much, but...
Superman seems sort of like too much of the Boy Scout, honestly, now. At least for me.
Well, again, I would agree
put him
with
up against
you.
Black Adam, who is be serious as hell.
I would agree with you if it was the Whedonverse. If it was the Snyderverse, that's a whole different can of worms.
Whedonverse, though.
So let me ask this question, since we're still on the topic of Black Adam, and we just brought in Henry Cavill into it. Doesn't it seem kind of odd? And no disrespect to the actor, Zachary Levi kind of seems out of his out of place in between both Henry Cavill and Dwayne Johnson in terms of stature. Like, these guys are like seriously jacked. And again, no disrespect to Zachary Levi because he's put in a ton of work and you can see it, right? But he's not exactly a Mr. Atlas in the making and stuff. And, you know, we've seen Shazam in the comics just as equally jacked as Superman. Is that going to be a problem when Zachary Levi is fighting Black Adam, when it looks like Black Adam could literally just snap his neck just by looking at him?
I mean, to be honest, that at least for me, it kind of has no bearing on
because
those
of magic.
Yeah, he's magically augmented to begin with.
Okay,
so that the whole physicality thing. I mean, yes, a little bit.
Visually, it'll look weird, right? In a sense,
that not jacked in the movies.
Yeah, but compared to Dwayne Johnson,
it's about drive. It's about power. We get hungry. We need power. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, you know, yes, if you put him up with a normal human being, Zachary Levi is imposing, but anybody you put in front of Dwayne Johnson is going to look meek, right? And I think that's kind of been the problem with Dwayne Johnson as a superhero, because he's so physically imposing that you can believe he can beat anybody easily.
But that would also kind of make sense for Black Adam too, because of the two, he's supposed to be considerably more intimidating.
Okay.
So it works.
Okay.
And so
I guess in the end, we're going to find out when these two guys clash, right? And hopefully, knock on wood, Henry Cavill does come back as Superman, because Superman versus Black Adam, I pay to watch that any day, right?
Yes.
All right, let's move on because we're running out of time here, and we're coming down to the last two. One of them, not well. Let's get into it. The Flash. We got a very, very short segment, sneak preview, and it was kind of narrated at the very beginning by Ezra Miller. Kind of weird, right?
Yeah, that was.
Well, I mean,
I think that was intentional, but
yeah.
even still
It just felt,
awkward.
yeah.
Sorry,
You know,
I hate to be blunt, but
there
yeah.
was a little awkwardness in his whole little speech at the very beginning, but I'm not
Well,
going to
I'm-
hold it against him.
Well, we
Yeah.
don't have to go. And I don't think we are going to go over here. But he's kind of had a little bit of
Yes.
a turbulent journey
Yes.
since Justice League.
Yes.
So
He has had some issues. But okay, so we get, and it's interesting that he put it up front. He was like, "Well, we really don't have anything to show you.
yeah, right.
We really don't have anything that we've worked on. We can't even we don't have enough stuff to put a trailer, but we'll give you this." And they gave us maybe about 30 to 45 seconds worth of stuff. The biggest thing is seeing Ezra Miller's Barry Allen in the Batcave. I mean, he literally turns on the Batcave. And then, we have iterations. He has a new suit. He has the flash string, right?
kind of looks like the new 52 suit.
I know that's what I was.
It does, right?
But
And it
doesn't
also has
look-
like a Tron vibe to it.
Well,
doesn't
that's
look
again
good.
kind of a staple of the new 52.
Yeah, but
suit.
I guess seeing it on screen was kind of jarring a little bit.
Yeah.
But that being said, two big things that come out of this trailer, or whatever you want to call this.
It was honestly a teaser.
I wouldn't even say it's a teaser. It's just, hey, we just threw some stuff around in there. But the two things that kind of stood out for me was the fact that we're definitely getting Michael Keaton, right? And we see the back of his head, plus an almost reveal of the Batmobile, 1989, right? But the other thing, and I don't think that this was it was they didn't focus on it too much. There was a point where there were two other flashes behind Barry.
That's not good potentially.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
there was some things there that was kind of interesting, but I'm still not completely excited for the movie yet. At least that's my take.
Yeah, because honestly, we all knew that this was going to be a Flashpoint movie, and it is way too early to be doing
Yeah,
Flashpoint, but that's all WB's fault for railroading this entire cinematic universe.
Yeah, that is true.
So there's that. It kind of sucks too because we've gotten a pretty good iteration of the Reverse Flash already, but it would have been cool to see Reverse Flash.
This is definitely a movie that you could have held back because you could have done an entire reboot of the DC universe with this movie. You've kind of taken that away now, and so if ever there was a point where you wanted to switch out Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill and whoever the heck Batman is these days now, you know what I'm saying? That Flashpoint would have been the movie to do it.
Yeah.
And you kind of blew that wild card very, very early on. So, it's, I guess maybe that's part of the reason. What about you, Eli? Were you excited about that?
I think you guys know that I'm not excited for anything related to the Joss Whedon
Literally
universe.
no, it's not even the Joss, because remember, the Joss first was only one movie. It was Justice League.
Well, they're still
Technically it's
threaded by
Yeah.
the Joss
Yeah, I know.
Whedon movie.
It's all influenced by Whedon's
I know.
take.
But you had a really interesting reaction, especially to the suit, because what was it that you said?
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah, it's disgusting, bro. Looks too flashy. It's literally Tron.
Well, because he's the
Oh
Flash.
my god! Stop! No. looks like the Tron, bro. They like
Well,
did
that's
a
kind of
cross.
how his suits
I
not
don't-
always been, but yeah.
I don't like that. It just I don't know. I definitely don't prefer the classic version, but like I don't like either of them. It just doesn't look okay to me. But that's besides the point.
Okay.
What was I gonna say now? Oh my gosh, because it's so horrible. Uh, yeah. So segue to Batman. At the end of the trailer, well, I think did they really even confirm that was Keaton though?
Keaton is confirmed to be in the movie.
Wasn't
okay.
he the one narrating?
I don't know.
No.
That sounded like
Maybe.
him narrating.
It could
He
be.
said you can go to any universe you want. You, as in he's talking to the Flash.
Interesting. And Ben Affleck is supposed to be in that Flash movie also, right?
He is?
I thought
He
they said
is.
that he was going to be.
Oh, I thought he departed already.
Well, let's
Oh, damn.
find out.
But anyway,
Anyway, Keaton.
Keaton, I don't know, maybe I don't know why he was like in the capes thing. He was like in a body bag or something. I'm sorry.
What?
He was. You like they like didn't wasn't he in like they put like a white cape over him for some reason, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. Wait, is he like a ghost? He's gonna pop out. He's gonna pop out. Oh my gosh. But yeah, he was in like some sort of weird. It was like under the blanket or
So
something.
to confirm, Ben Affleck is
Batten.
going to be in. No, I said Ben.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say Ben.
Ben
It's
Affleck.
Ben Affleck is going to be in the Flash
Yes,
movie.
Ben Affleck. Yes.
No,
Yes,
Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Affleck.
Please. But yeah. Keaton apparently was under the covers like some I have no freaking idea why. But
You made him sound
Like
made
a
this
little
dude
child.
sound like he's scared.
I
in
know,
his
right?
room. Like,
and Esmer Miller is like, come out of there, bro. Like a little child. I don't know why that was like put like that. But yeah, Keaton was I don't freaking know. Segue. Here's my segue. Is to the new Batman, which holy crap, I haven't seen a DC movie that I've been so hyped for it in like ages, and this is just holy crap. This got me so hyped, bro. Batman, and oh my gosh, they're going back to the whole oh shoot. They're going back to the what's that storyline called?
Which one? Year one?
Yeah, I think it's year one,
kind of
right?
year one, but I think there's some elements of Court of Owls in there.
Yeah, they're sort of
kinda-
infusing.
Yeah, there might be some elements of Court of Owls in terms of this.
Wait,
this
Court of Owls,
Really?
he said? How?
Court of Owls.
How?
It looks
How
like
so?
they, and again, this is just speculation,
Like, yeah.
but it does look like they're going to be talking about Bruce Wayne's father and his past life and the things that he did, because I don't know if you realize that there was a point where he has kind of like a whiteboard on the floor, and one of the things that he says, the sins of the father, question mark.
Oh.
So if you read into that,
okay.
Bruce Wayne's father was
Ooh.
instrumental in working with the Court of Owls kind of in the comic books and stuff.
Oh
So
my gosh.
there might be elements that they're bringing in. It may be just kind of an allusion to that fact,
Or
but-
it could be setting it up.
or it could be setting it up, depending
Oh my
on
gosh.
who the heck is Batman these days, right?
Bro, but they're going back to year one, bro. And year
They
one
look
was
like they're
Well,
going back to
actually-
year one for everything.
Actually, in
one
this
was-
one, it's his second year as Batman.
Oh.
So it's kind of year one-ish in
Yeah.
terms of, but it's
following
literally
sort of the same storyline.
it's literally his second year.
That's
because
awesome.
he's still not the Batman that we see like in Justice League and stuff like that, where he's older and he's got all this tech. Because I mean, you look at his costume in that, a lot of it looks like he just stitched it together. I like it. I don't know if you noticed his cowl, the nose. There's literally seams over here, which
Yeah.
looks like he just kind of stitched it together. And you look at the Batmobile. the Batmobile is basically a
Yeah.
Charger, right? In a sense,
But I
or a
like that,
Challenger.
though.
But it looks like he's, and this is the thing that I found weird about it, because as much of it seems like it's homemade, but that bat suit can literally take bullets on, like machine guns. So
That's
it's kind of like a weird thing where it's like, well, yeah, I made it at home, but it deflects bullets.
It's
right?
probably one of the more advanced bat suits we've seen, or rather, the most protective bat suits we've seen in the movies.
And the gauntlets that shoot out electricity.
Okay. Oh, yeah, like Wonder Woman style. I mean, not Wonder Woman, Black Widow style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was literally holding that guy and choking him and shocking him at the same time.
That was awesome,
know?
though. Oh, and the end scene for the I'm not even gonna get into that yet because that was so awesome, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, so you get first looks at what looks like the main villain of the movie might be Riddler. You see Penguin there. You see, is Andy Serkis Alfred?
Yes.
Yes, Andy Serkis is Alfred. I think you even see the Commissioner Gordon there
Jeffrey
too.
Wright, the
Yeah.
Watcher.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
He's there. And we get Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Although
Yes,
she's
and
not
Catwoman.
full on Catwoman, at least not in the trailer yet, right?
Yeah.
Like
I
I
don't know.
think there was a glimpse of her in the cat suit, but a lot of the times we saw her kind of like in regular
Yeah.
clothes. But we do get those intimate rooftop encounters that Batman and Catwoman are kind of famous for in the comic books, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of literally ripped from the comic book pages. Penguin, well, he's getting his own show, so get ready for that. Yep, he's gonna get his show on HBO Max.
Penguin
The
isn't a
Penguin.
main. Well, Penguin is.
He
kind of
does look like a lot of fun in the movie.
Yeah. I just. I don't know.
I mean,
I
the
like Penguin.
kind of referencing the very end of that trailer, which you mentioned before. That whole thing looks that looks super fun. Where he's like literally driving away from Batman, and he was like, "Yes, I got you, I got you."
Yeah,
And
but
the explosion in the background, and then all of a sudden you see Pattinson's Batmobile come out through the flames, crash, and the look that he had right when he was looking backwards.
Yeah,
he looks like he's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Penguin. I feel like they could have done his character differently, but yeah, bro. That scene was awesome. But especially like the end scene where that shot of
Upside
oh,
down.
that was so hype, bro. So hype. Oh my god.
So I gather you guys are like super excited for the Batman.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It looks like it's gonna be good.
This is probably gonna be the best movie, like in terms of like superhero history, bro. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, I'm gonna go the
been waiting for a
unpopular
Batman
opinion here. I don't know yet about the
Oh my
Batman,
God,
and
that's
and
awesome.
it's not the Batman look visually looks really striking.
for
Some
sure.
of the designs are pretty cool. The Batman Batsuit looks interesting, right?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, and you know what, I'm not going to trash the trailer because I thought it was a very good trailer. I do like the actor Paul Dano who plays the Riddler, and Colin Farrell as the Penguin is just unrecognizable. But like I said, he looks like a lot of fun. I'm still having trouble with Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Because we've seen the Ben Affleck version of Batman, and especially Christian Bale, which was such an intimidating Batman. And the point where he was looking at what presumably we think was the Riddler in the jail cell, and the line that came out of him, "What have you done?" really didn't strike a lot of fear in me.
It didn't land very well.
It didn't. Yeah, exactly. And so, and with Pattinson, his Bruce Wayne, which I think Batman's kind of live and die by the Bruce Wayne character, because everybody will probably do the Batman right, but the Bruce Wayne character is really what sells, the whole whole Batman mythos, right? He's a little too emo for me.
Emo.
At least from what we've seen. He's got that mopey, he's got that I want to die look, right? And I mean, he even said it he was like, I don't care what happens to me, I can die, blah blah blah, this and that.
They really
And
seemed
Bruce Wayne to me seems his alter ego has to be the billionaire playboy, right? Because you have to strike
I don't
that
think it
difference
has-
between Bruce Wayne the person and Batman the person. And in this one, their demeanor is kind of the same.
I think that's good to some extent. I don't like to the point where they put it where it's like I don't like you said, I don't really care what happens to me. I didn't really like that per se, but fusing both of those characters together, I feel like may not be it's a very risky move, but I think it's gonna end up doing very well because that creates more of a conflict for that character. The fact that they're one and the same is just gonna totally screw up his life and screw up his, I guess, career as the Batman. And I think it's setting up
I
more
guess.
personal problems for later. But it's not being like CW where it's not gonna be like the CW where it's like two different people and stuff like that. Where I'm not saying like they
kind
didn't
of what
have
Batman
Batman,
is, though.
I don't think that's a good representation of Batman.
I think, and Batman Begins, and the whole Dark Knight trilogy, by oh god, I forgot what his name is, Christopher Nolan, right? They kind of made the point that Batman is actually who he is, and that Bruce Wayne is kind of like the costume, the mask. You know what I'm saying? And so in that respect, I think they have to be sort of different because if they're not, then it's very easy for like the outside public to say, oh, well, you know what? Like in the second movie where the guy was convinced that Bruce Wayne was Batman. If they're basically the same character, you can make that leap very, very easily. As opposed to kind of like in the comics, and especially in like some of the shows and the previous movies, there's more. He's more the more carefree billionaire. He does stupid things. He can never be Batman.
But I feel like that's too cliche for me, and I feel like the DC universe is starting to move away from that cliche version, and I feel like that is such an that's more that's benefiting them in that sense. Like obviously it hasn't been executed right, but for the most part you take what they had, the concept that they had, it would have worked out well if they had it executed. Because I mean, to think that you can be two different people is just it's not really realistic, I have to say.
Well, that's the schism of Batman.
But I don't think that's realistic to be two different people.
There are
to not
plenty
have
of people who lead double lives.
You can have double lives, but to do it like the shows have and stuff like that, it doesn't seem realistic to me. But anyway.
All right. Well, any last thoughts on the Batman trailer?
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
10 out of 10. 11 out of 10.
All right. So I think that is going to be our wrap up of DC Fandome. Please rate, review, and subscribe not only to one, but two of our podcasts. This is the CrossGen podcast. This is also the Get Geek podcast. So give us a shout out. Check us out. And on that note, I'm going to say this. Oh, no. Let me try and do it in my best Batman voice. This is Walt.
It sounded like Aquaman. I mean, Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa's.
You actually kind of did.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Sea dude.
This is Walt.
That just sounded incredibly horrible. Sorry. It sounded like you were dying.
Swear to
I'm
me.
gonna say, okay, that's better, but
This is Walt.
It sounds like you're about to murder her, dude. I'm sorry.
yeah, well, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward Christian Bale's version.
I'm going to change my moniker from earlier. This is Libertad AJ.
What the heck?
That's the name of the revolutionaries in Far Cry 6.
This. He's on the toilet. He's on the freaking toilet. Oh my god. No, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna save myself the embarrassment. This is Eli Castillo.
Stay geeky, my friends.
Put in the work, put it in hours, and take what's ours.